Jamen, hjertelig velkommen til Studyseas webinar i dag, hvor vi har besøg af min alma mater, nemlig Hawaii Pacific University, og Mihaela, som er europæisk repræsentant fra Hawaii Pacific University. Før jeg giver ordet til Mihaela, så vil jeg selvfølgelig gerne lige kort præsentere Studysea og egentlig også mig selv. Studysea, hvad er vi for en størrelse? Studysea er en privat virksomhed, som holder til her i Odense, men hjælper studerende fra hele Danmark. Vi har været her i 10 år, så jeg har også sådan 10 års jubilæum. Det er mig selv, der har... mit navn er Miki Krohmann Jensen, det er mig selv, der har etableret virksomheden. Og som jeg lige nævnte indledningsvis, så har jeg selv læst i udlandet, blandt andet på Hawaii Pacific University. Studysea er ikke kun repræsentant for Hawaii Pacific, men vi arbejder med over 80 forskellige anerkendte udenlandske universiteter. Og det gode ved det er, at det er vores samarbejdsuniversiteter, der finansierer vores hjælp og vejledning. Så det er gratis for jer som studerende og benytte jer af vores vejledning og hjælp. Ideen sådan med Studysea, det er at gøre det så nemt som muligt, så overskueligt, så trygt og så sikkert som muligt at komme til udlandet og studere. Det er en lang rejse. Ikke bare rejsen i sig selv, men også rejsen før rejsen. Der er rigtig meget, der skal styr på. Vi er her til at guide jer, til at holde jer i hånden og til at sikre, at I kommer helskindet igennem, havde jeg sagt. Derudover, så kan jeg rigtig godt lide den her idé med, at man har et valg, man har en indflydelse. Man skal ikke nødvendigvis passe ind i de kasser, som der er, og der er måske ikke altid så mange kasser herhjemme at vælge mellem. Kigger vi globalt, så er der heldigvis rigtig mange spændende muligheder for jer. Og det valg, I træffer, jamen det har jeg uden tvivl en indflydelse på jeres liv, på jeres karriere. Og det er jo også en af fordelene eller formålene med Studysea, at I har et valg. Lige kort om mig. Som I kan se her, jeg har været på lidt forskellige udlandsophold, har studeret forskellige steder. Hawaii Pacific University, der læste jeg min bacheloruddannelse. Jeg fik noget merit med fra Danmark, så jeg læste ikke fra år 1 til år 4. Jeg læste en halvanden års tid. Og dimitterede så med min Bachelor of Science and Business Administration med Travel Industry Management som hovedfag, som det hed dengang. Og der er ingen tvivl om, at det var en meget, meget unik og speciel og fantastisk tid i mit liv. Det husker jeg kun tilbage til med rigtig gode minder. Og derfor så glæder jeg mig også rigtig meget til, at Mihaela lige skal fortælle jer lidt mere omkring det universitet, hvor jeg har læst på om lidt. Jeg har ikke kun læst på Hawaii Pacific, jeg har faktisk også arbejdet i en lignende rolle som Mihaela, altså simpelthen som repræsentant, eller hvad skal man sige, som europæisk repræsentant for Hawaii Pacific University, hvor jeg hjalp studerende primært fra Skandinavien med at søge ind og blive optaget og med visum og alt muligt praktisk til Hawaii Pacific University. Yes, Studysea, jamen det er som sagt 10 år, faktisk mere end 10 år. Det er 10 år siden, jeg hjalp de første studerende afsted til udlandet. Hvordan er det så egentlig, at vi hjælper jer? Det kan være fra allerførste stadie, man får en tanke om, jeg vil gerne til udlandet og studere, men hvad er mine muligheder? Hvor har jeg råd til at tage hen? Hvordan får jeg det til at passe ind? Det kan være, det er et studieophold, jamen så er der noget godkendelse, du skal have fra din uddannelsesinstitution fra Danmark i forhold til fag. Det kan være, det er en hel uddannelse, du vil søge. Hvilke finansieringsmuligheder er der? Og så videre. Det har vi ret godt styr på. Vi har også godt styr på optagelseskrav og så videre. Står man helt på egen hånd, og skal igennem det her, så er det om at... Altså, der er rigtig meget, man skal have styr på. Der er meget usikkerhed. Det er der heldigvis ikke, når I har Studysea med indenover. Næste stadie i den her proces her, hvis vi lykkes med at finde noget til dig, som du er interesseret i at gå videre med, så er du i det, vi kalder ansøgningsstadiet. Så guider vi dig omkring ansøgningen til det udenlandske universitet. Der vil også være, lad os sige, hvis det er et studieophold eller et Studieophold ophold som en del af din danske uddannelse, jamen så er der også en ansøgning, der foregår ved dit hjemmeuniversitet i forhold til at få forhåndsmerit eller forhåndsgodkendt de fag, du skal læse i udlandet. Der kan være ansøgning om udlandsstipendium, altså finansiering, SU og udlandsstipendium. Det kan der både være i forhold til studieophold, men også i hele uddannelse på universitetet i udlandet. Og alt det her, det er jo noget, vi guider jer omkring. Jeg sidder selv med vejledning dagligt ved Studysea, og vil være mig, som hjælper jer igennem de her stadier. Når det er, I har søgt, så er det heldigvis sådan, at så jeg kan ikke garantere, at I bliver optaget, men heldigvis så er det sådan, at over 98% af dem, der søger igennem Studysea, faktisk bliver optaget. Så vi har en rimelig god track record. Når I så er optaget, så er vi det, vi kalder pre-departure-stadiet. Fra Studysea, der får I lidt forskellige pre-departure-materiale, boligguide. I bliver inviteret til en Facebook-gruppe. Så i det her tilfælde har vi en Facebook-gruppe for Hawaii, hvor I kan møde andre, der skal afsted, eller har været afsted, eller måske er på destinationen også. Ja, når jeg har styr på alt det praktiske, jamen så er det bare om at rejse afsted. Når I kommer hjem igen, så er I så en del af vores, eller når I kommer hjem, når I gennemfører jeres ophold, også selvom I ikke kommer hjem, så vil I være en del af Studyseas alumni-netværk. Vi har blandt andet en Facebook-gruppe, vi har en LinkedIn-gruppe, som I kan connecte med andre, som har været afsted i udlandet. I forhold til eksklusiv fordel via Studysea, så nævnte jeg selvfølgelig Facebook-gruppen. Vi holder også pre-departure-møde, det gør vi her i Odense, hvor I også kan møde fysisk andre, som skal afsted. Og det kunne være, at man vil finde sin fremtidige roommate. Det kan også bare være, at man gerne vil have startet med at etablere et netværk, før man faktisk kommer afsted. Selvfølgelig er det jo meget rart at lære andre danskere at kende. Jeg opfordrer jo også til, at man fordyber sig i lokal kultur og også får bekendtskaber på destinationen. Men når det så er sagt igen, det er rart at også kende andre, der skal afsted. Pre-departure guide for et boligguide nævnte jeg selvfølgelig også. Og så giver vi også alle jer, der optages på Hawaii Pacific igennem Studysea en 500 kroners rabat på en gavde rejseforsikring. Og det er selvfølgelig rart med en rabat, men det er også rigtig rart, fordi den her forsikring faktisk er en forsikring, som Hawaii Pacific har godkendt, som kan træde i stedet for den, hvad skal man sige, den obligatoriske sundhedsforsikring. Hvis I skulle hen og have en amerikansk forsikring, så er den ret dyr, og den dækker ikke som en rejseforsikring. Det er en health insurance, den dækker sundhed og læge og så videre, men dækker ikke de ekstra ting, som en rejseforsikring også dækker. Så vi anbefaler at have en forsikring hjemmefra, både på det økonomiske, men også fordi den dækker noget mere. Legatmateriale får I for os, det er blandt andet legatguide, liste med fonde, budgetskabelon, eksempel på legatansøgning. Ansøgningsbekræftelse, det er typisk til study abroad studerende, som hvis der går noget tid fra man har søgt til man får den officielle optagelse, og der for eksempel er en legatfrist lige om hjørnet, så kan vi lave en ansøgningsbekræftelse til jer, så I har noget midlertidig dokumentation og vedlægge. Men ja, det var bare lige sådan kort omkring Studysea, og jeg ved jo godt, det ikke er mig, I gider at høre på, og jeg har af helt andre årsager, og det er jo selvfølgelig for at høre mere om Hawaii og Hawaii Pacific University. So, Mihaela, I want to give the word to you. Are you here? And can you
Yes.
Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Let me see if I can share my. No, sorry. Can you take over the sharing, or do I need to grant you access?
I might
Perhaps.
have to stop sharing first.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me do that. Sorry. Um,
How disable participant screen sharing? You might have to give me the rights to share.
okay. Sorry, stop sharing. There we go.
Bye.
And I give you the rights to share. Where do I do that, Mihaela?
See the 3 dots over my face?
Oh, your face. Okay. Make host.
Try that. I think
Okay.
that would work. Yes. Perfect. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen in a minute.
I see it.
Yeah, wonderful.
All right, go ahead, Mihaela. Knock yourself out.
Super. Thank you, Mickey. Aloha, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to join today's presentation with Studysea. My name is Mihaela, and I'm the European Regional Representative for Hawaii Pacific University. I'm actually not based in Ireland. I'm not based in Hawaii. I'm actually based in Ireland. So I'm joining in from there. I have a bit of a cold, so I apologize if I have to sneeze in this presentation, but it's going to be a very informal presentation. So feel free to join if you have any questions, or use a chat box. We would love to answer any questions you might have. I know 2 of you have already applied, and I'm not sure if Lila has already applied as well, or just thinking about it. So I'll tell you a bit more about Hawaii Pacific University in general and what you could expect if you become a student. So, as the name suggests, Hawaii Pacific University is located in the beautiful state of Hawaii. A lot of people think that Hawaii is just one island. In reality, there are 8 islands that make up the Hawaiian island chain, located right in the center of the Pacific Ocean. Quite a distance from Denmark. Usually there's a direct flight to somewhere in California, which is about 12, roughly around 12-hour flight, and then it's another 5.5-hour flight over to Honolulu. Honolulu is the capital city of Hawaii, and you'll find it on the island of Oahu. But even though it's quite a long journey, once you're there, you're literally in paradise. The temperature ranges between 20 to 30 degrees Celsius all year round, which makes it ideal for outdoor activities. In their spare time, students like to go surfing, hiking, diving, snorkeling, swimming with the sharks or the dolphins, you name it. There's just an abundance of outdoor activities that you get to do. Besides that, Hawaii has also very rich culture and history, and you could see that through the traditional hula dance. There's even a hula dance class at Hawaii Pacific that you can take. So it's just such a beautiful culture and tradition. You see the hula dance now in a second. So what I'm trying to say here is that even though it's part of the United States of America and the main language that is spoken on the island is English, you also get to experience that beautiful culture of Hawaii. And last but not least, you kind of get the best of both worlds. On one hand, you have this island paradise, and on the other, you get to live in a big city like Honolulu. Honolulu is your typical American city with a lot of skyscrapers and a lot of traffic too, but also that means a lot of events and activities and festivals and concerts. So really, it's buzzing with life all year round. This is an aerial image of Waikiki, and Waikiki is the area where most international students actually live. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the housing arrangements later in the presentation. So, Honolulu itself, the financial and business district of Hawaii, it's truly an international city. There are different restaurants and cafes from different parts of the world across the city. So you never get bored, in my opinion. It's quite a small city. There are about 400,000 people who live in the city and about 1 million people in the county, but 8 to 9 million people will visit each year. So it's also a very popular touristic destination. And this is actually the campus. This is one of the 3 buildings in the downtown area. This is the Aloha Tower Marketplace. And as you could see on this image, it is centrally located, walking distance from everything the city has to offer. And lastly, Honolulu has routinely been rated as one of the happiest and safest cities in the United States of America. And how not to be happy, right? When you live in such a beautiful location. But this is the island itself, Oahu. This shows you where the main campuses are. The downtown campus, I will show you a virtual walking tour in the next slide that shows the different facilities of the downtown campus. There's also the Hawaii Loa campus, which is about 30 to 30 minutes shuttle bus ride, and the Oceanic Institute, which is the research center for marine biology and research. So this, you wouldn't, I believe two of you guys are doing a master's, you're coming for a master's in organizational development and change. And Lila, you're thinking a semester, right? Yes, perfect. So you don't have to worry, none of your classes will be in those two campuses. Every class will take place in the downtown campus. But the island itself is relatively small, super easy to get around. Most students would live in Honolulu or around the Waikiki, even as further as Kailua. One of the mandatory student fees that you pay to the university is for a bus pass. And with that bus pass, you can use the public transportation as many times as you need to throughout the semester or the academic year. So even with a bus, you can go all the way up to the North Shore. It would take quite some time. So in my experience, international students tend to rent a car, or if you're staying for longer, like you girls, you may even want to consider get a second-hand car. It's just a more convenient way if you want to drive a little bit further across the island. But beautiful. Once you get outside of Honolulu, there's a driveway across just around the mountain range. Beautiful drive. You can actually see the ocean on your right. Up to the North Shore, this is a very famous spot for surfers. This is where, for me, the real Hawaii is, or like represents the real Hawaii. And then back around the mountain range on the highway to Honolulu. That literally takes a couple of hours to drive. So even on weekends or weekdays, if you're not too busy studying, of course, you can go and explore different parts of Oahu. But Honolulu is where you find the campus. Honolulu, downtown Honolulu it's mostly as I said in the previous slide, the business district. So a lot of businesses will have their offices there. So it isn't really residential. So most students, and I do advise often students, is to live around Waikiki. That's where all the fuzz and buzz is. It's about 20 minutes drive. And if you have the bus pass, there are lots of bus stops around. So you could quickly jump on a bus and get to your classes in downtown Honolulu. And then the international airport is another 20 minutes drive to Honolulu. So that's in a nutshell. One thing to mention here for some of you maybe considering Australia, in Hawaii, there are no poisonous snakes and spiders. So it makes it very attractive for students who want to avoid any poisonous creatures. Oh, I'm actually missing the walking tour here, but I'll show it to you. Just give me 1 second. I can add it very, very quickly. Just 1 second, because I think it's important to kind of give you an idea. Here we are. Perfect. Of the different campuses. Okay, so let's have a look at the walking tour. So this is the Aloha Tower Marketplace that we saw on the previous slide. There are two other campuses, there are other buildings, the Pioneer Plaza and the Waterfront Plaza. So that's where the classes would normally take place. Whereas the Aloha Tower Marketplace is more of the central hub of HPU's community. Orientation, graduation, and various student events take place here. On that campus, you will also find the gym, the on-campus clinic, the dining facility. There's a learning common, the health center, the student life center as well. So rarely you see the classes taking place here, but sometimes they may be a few classes too. There's also the Pier 9 by Sam Choi, which is HPU's on-campus dining facility that serves fresh and local food every day of the week. And then on the second and third floor, you'll find the Waterfront Lofts, which is HPU's on-campus housing. This is available to full degree freshman students, and I will speak about other housing options available for students who are coming on a graduate level and semester students as well. So that was the first building. The second building, as you could see, we're walking further into the city. It's about 5 to 7 minutes walk, and you will find the Pioneer Plaza, which is home to the College of Business and College of Professional Studies. So if you are taking classes within any of those colleges, that's where your classrooms will be located. And the third and last anchor of the downtown campus, it's a little bit further away, about 10 minutes walk, is where you find the Waterfront Plaza, which is home to the College of Liberal Arts and the College of Health and Society. On that campus, you also find the library and various student services, like the Office of International Students and Scholars, the Business Office, the Registrar Office. So if you have any questions, you can all find them in the same building. And this campus is also very close to Kakako. This is a neighborhood that is kind of uprising and getting more and more popular among international students who want to live off campus. So that was in a nutshell. A little bit more about Hawaii Pacific University. It is actually the largest private nonprofit university in the state of Hawaii, and it's one of the most culturally diverse. Oh, here it was. I'm so sorry. And it's also one of the most culturally diverse private institutions in the US. There are about 4,000 students who come from all 50 states and over 70 countries worldwide. And don't be surprised if you hear Danish on campus. There are hundreds of Danish students who are there either for the full degree or spending a semester. So if you ever feel homesick and you want to hang out with some Danes, you can definitely do that in Hawaii as well. But you, for example, for you, Lila, in this case, since you're coming for a semester, you would actually be studying alongside the full degree students. So there is no separation between the full degree and the semester students. And you could expect very small classes. On average, for bachelor students, you could expect to be in a class with another 15 to 25 students. And for graduate students, even small, between 10 to 15 students. So those small class sizes allow for discussions and debating and getting really up close and personal with the subjects that you're following. Also, there is an emphasis on hands-on education, and I think Mickey can confirm that it's not just about what you're reading in the books, but it's also learning how to apply that knowledge into practice. One thing that European students often mention to me is that they find quite easy the classes, but one thing that is very different is how intensive the studying is. So there's something called a continuous assessment. So every week you would either have to do an assignment or a group project or a paper. So it's quite an intense, and you are obliged to attend all the classes. So I have to disappoint you, can't be on the beach all day long. You actually have to attend the classes. And participation, you also get points for participation. So your final grade is not just your final exam, but it's a combination of those mini examinations that happen throughout the semester. And lastly, the professors are really fantastic, very inspiring. Some of them are coming from academia, others are coming from the real working fields, but all of them are bringing real life examples to the classrooms and let students solve them. This is a picture of an environmental science class. I'm not sure if that would apply to our debut girls, but it just shows you that students are out and they see for themselves what they're learning in the class. And super easy to approach your professors. If you experience any difficulties or issues with the course material, there's tutoring available. It's free of charge to all students at the university, or you can just go and have a conversation with your professor and say, look, I have trouble with this. Can you provide me with further support? So incredible support available to international students. Okay, a few rankings and achievements. HPU was ranked as #1 for safest colleges in Hawaii and a top college in Hawaii for value of scholarships. So there are scholarships available to semester students. For graduate students, full degree, there are a few but not many. So you have to reach out directly to the graduate admissions team to see what scholarships may be available to you. And then the SU, the government funding in Denmark, this is incredible support available to you guys to help fund your studies. As an international student, you are allowed to work while in the United States. However, there are two important requirements to keep in mind. One of it is that you're restricted to up to 19 hours a week. And the other one, which is the more important one, is that it has to be a job on campus. So it has to be a work provided by the university. So if you're coming for a semester, maybe a bit more difficult to secure a job. But for you ladies, if you're there for the full degree, maybe possibility for you to get on-campus employment. And again, for you, I want to mention, if since you are studying a full degree, you are allowed to stay in the United States after graduation on a student working visa, and then get working experience once you finish with your studies. That unfortunately is not the case for semester students. Okay, so moving on, what are the different degree programs? I know some of you have already picked a degree. Laila, are you studying on a bachelor or a master level? Let's see.
I'm finishing my bachelor now.
Oh, you're just finishing your bachelor. Perfect.
Yeah.
So since you haven't studied on a master level yet, you would be required to take bachelor level courses. So these are all the degree programs that are offered at the university, and the courses will be published in the next week or two, maybe two, and you'll be able to see most of those degree programs will have open courses for you to take and enroll in. If you want to take courses that are related to your degree plan, related to your degree, your bachelor's degree, you just have to see if it's available here. And then for master students, these are all the master programs, and I believe you ladies are taking organizational development and change. Yes. Wonderful. So for semester students, it's called a visiting student program, where you can come and spend a semester or two. You can choose from over 400 different courses in 40 different fields of studies. In your case, Laila, if you're taking bachelor level courses, you can expect to take about 4 to 5 per semester. And in the course list, you'll be able to see what time and what day and what time the course is offered. So you can build your own schedule before you even board that plane over to Hawaii. So that makes it very easy to kind of plan ahead. You can mix and match courses from different disciplines. So let's say if you don't want to stick to the same degree, you can, let's say, take a business course and a communication course or whatever, but you can mix different levels. So you can only take bachelor level courses or only graduate level courses. But in order to take graduate level courses, you need to have already completed a bachelor or be already studying on a master's level. And of course, there's the gap year option available to students as well. Okay, so on to the next, the housing situation. So the Aloha Tower Marketplace is housing the waterfront lofts. This is available for full degree bachelor level students. They are available this year. From the next academic year, there is also the Kalo Terrace. So on the website, you'll be able to see the rates, and for students who live in the Kalo Terrace, in this case, graduate students and semester students, you can opt out from the meal plan. So that's something that some, especially European students, find very attractive. Other option for you to consider is to opt in for the meal plan. So I've spoken to a few in the past who like the fact that, they have the canteen. There's actually a chef that cooks fresh food. There's just such a variety. It's a buffet type, so they have, like warm meals, they have salads, poke sometimes as well, desserts, drinks. So quite a nice canteen. But also being located in downtown Honolulu means an easy access to different restaurants that are across the city. Or sometimes I even see students who are preparing meals at home and then bringing those to campus. So a few options available. Other housing options that you may want to consider is to live off campus. Especially if you come together, you may want to look into renting an apartment. More and more students are looking into Airbnb or Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. I always ask students just to be careful when you're renting off campus. It's better to see the place first and make sure that it exists before you pay any money in advance. But there is incredible support from student to student. So there is a Facebook group. Mickey has one for Studysea students, and there is one that is by Hawaii Pacific, where all new students were added in the same group as the former students. And very often see them say, "Hi guys, I'm coming. Do you have any contacts?" So they kind of exchange contacts of landlords, or I see them, for example, there's currently a girl in the international office from Norway. She welcomes every semester a new batch of semester students into her apartment. So it's really a great support system that is available from students to students, and also HPU can guide you further in that as well. How much does it cost? Housing probably is going to eat the most of your budget, but usually around 1,000 to 1,200 US dollars per month is what you could expect. If you're lucky, you might be able to find something cheaper, but I always like to suggest students to have even more, just to be on the safe side. And then in terms of living expenses, every semester I will do a panel discussion with currently enrolled students. And then we'll talk about how did you plan your housing, or where do you eat, how much do you spend for groceries. And then usually the amount that students quote is between 300 to maybe 400 US dollars per month for living expenses. That again really depends on the student. Some students might spend way more depending on their lifestyle. But this is just an average that students have mentioned in the past. But Hawaii, I'm not gonna lie, it's an expensive place. It's an island, so a lot of the produce is imported. So some of the products are way more expensive to what you're used to back home in Denmark. But funny fact here, I was in Copenhagen maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, and I spent like $9, I think, for like a matcha latte. So I was very surprised how strong the Danish krona is at the moment. So that really fluctuates depending on the conversion rate. Some things are cheaper, but others, for example, bread, milk, cheese, things that are not common for Hawaiian culture or for the Hawaiian cuisine, are definitely more expensive there. So keep that in mind. And again, students always find ways to live cheaper. I think Mickey can confirm that. Buying in bulk, getting, going and chasing discounts, and cooking together, eating together, I think that really helps to kind of cut the cost when it comes to living expenses. And the last point is the different events and activities. The first event is this new student orientation. This is a one-day program for international students that is filled with information sessions and different fun things that happen on campus. I already have the date for fall. This is the second last week of August. It's on a Friday. It's only international students. There will be hundreds of international students, and it's just a day designated for them. And then at HPU, there are over 50 different clubs and organizations that shine a spotlight on the Hawaiian culture and traditions. So for example, there are surfing lessons, yoga at sunset on campus, trivia night, bingo night, you name it. It's a very active lifestyle on and off campus. And some of those events, when you attend them, there is also free food. So I've seen students, taking advantage of those as well. But yeah, these are things organized by the university for the students, but also around the island, there are different events and festivals, again, that shine a spotlight on Hawaiian culture and traditions. My favorite is Triple Crown Surfing competition up in the North Shore. Really one in a lifetime experience. So cool to see those professional surfers. But there's also the Floral Parade, the Aloha Festival, and so forth. So that's in a nutshell. I want to finish my presentation with a quick, very short testimony of one of the Danish students from last semester.
My name is Petra. I'm born and raised in Denmark, and I'm currently studying international business communication, a master's degree. But here I am studying sustainability and tourism. The best thing about studying here, it's a lot of things. Definitely like Hawaii itself, the nature, but also I really like the university and that it's so small and that the classes are small. It's just better that way. I feel like I learn more. There's room for discussing with my classmates, with the teachers. I live off campus in Liliha. I found housing with some other exchange students, and we found it on Craigslist actually. So we're just like a bunch of exchange students living in a house. Made some good friends. What I like to do in my spare time here is going to beaches. I really like going to the beach, swimming and surfing, and just like in general, explore this beautiful place. If you're thinking about it, if you're considering it, do it. Just do it. It's totally worth it. Like you experience so much, meet so many new great people. I feel like this definitely moves you as a person. You learn a lot. You get life experience, but also just experiencing a different culture, different environment at a small university, people from all over the world. I think that's great. That's great. Anyone could learn something from that.
Those students always give me goosebumps. But yeah, road trips, as you saw in her videos, island hopping, watching the sunset, and all of those don't really cost much. So even though it's quite an expensive experience, it's one in a lifetime. So yeah, I hope to see you all in Hawaii. Thank you so much.
Mahalo, Mihaela. That
Mahalo.
captured it pretty well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When can I start?
Anytime. The fall semester starts in August.
I didn't get my master's yet, so maybe you'll, I hope you would accept me again if I...
Always.
All right, cool. Let's see if I can share. I think you need to make me host again. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Jamen, det var jo lidt om Hawaii, og jeg kunne fortsætte timevis, fordi der er så meget at fortælle om Hawaii, men jeg tror, Mihaela dækkede sådan nogle af de vigtigste ting. Der er jo ingen tvivl om, at klimaet, hvis man tager varmt klima, jamen fantastisk. Også alt det, man ser, altså naturen, landskabet, det hele, det er virkelig... Altså jeg har jo mange studerende, der gerne vil til et sted, hvor der er varmt og hvor der er strand, og der er jo mange steder i verden, hvor vi kan hjælpe folk hen, eller opfylde det, men jeg synes ikke, jeg har selv været mange steder i verden, der er ikke noget, der sådan, altså Hawaii er bare Hawaii, det er så unikt. Det er også meget rart det her med, at man både har storby, men også natur, man skal køre nogle minutter uden for byen, så kan du stå op i junglen, han har sagt, op i regnskoven, og se vandfald og smuk natur og udsigt ud over hele øen. Virkelig, virkelig fed destination. Udover det, så synes jeg også, det med universitetet, det her med, det er et mindre universitet, små holdstørrelser, den her interaktivitet, der er i klasseværelset. Altså folk kender dig, du kender dit medstuderende, du kender underviserne, og omvendt. I mit eget tilfælde, jamen, der betød det egentlig, at jeg fik mit job på den måde igennem min underviser, der henviste mig til en praktikplads, som så ledte til et job. Det kan godt være, det koster lidt penge, og det skal vi også tale om lige om lidt. Heldigvis så er der nogle rabatter, nogle scholarships at opnå på visse typer ophold, blandt andet på study abroad ophold, både på bachelorniveau og på kandidatniveau, hvor I så en stor rabat på studieafgiften. Det gør det jo også ganske attraktivt at læse på Hawaii Pacific, fordi det er jo det er et privat universitet, og det er på sådan set over 50%, man sparer, for eksempel hvis det er et study abroad ophold på bachelorniveau. Vi har information på vores hjemmeside, det skal jeg nok vise jer lidt om lidt, hvor I finder den relevante info. Men ellers, i forhold til økonomisk støtte, så er vi så heldige i Danmark, at der er det, der hedder udlandsstipendiet, eller udlandsstipendieordningen, og den betyder i essensen, at det, som en tilsvarende uddannelse koster i Danmark, altså det, som staten betaler for en uddannelse i Danmark, kan du få med i udlandet til at anvende mod den studieafgift, altså det tuition fee, der er på universitetet i udlandet. Man kan få det med i maks 2 år, man kan få det med til en hel uddannelse på kandidatniveau, eller man kan få det med til et meritgivende studieophold som led i en dansk uddannelse. Det vil sige, at man kan ikke få det med til et sabbatår, man kan heller ikke få det med til en hel uddannelse på bachelorniveau. Satsen, jamen, det afhænger af uddannelse, så hvis vi kigger på studieophold, study abroad ophold, så ser satserne sådan her ud i 2024. Hvis det er en universitetsuddannelse, så ligger det mellem 24.050 kroner op til 50.000 kroner per semester, altså per 30 ECTS. Hvem får hvad? Jamen, det er de billigere uddannelser, de bløde fag, som giver den lave sats. Det er sådan noget som business, altså erhvervsøkonomi, humanistiske fag og uddannelser, jura, og hvem får så den høje sats? Jamen det er ingeniøruddannelser, tekniske uddannelser, visse naturvidenskabelige uddannelser. Så er der også nogen, der ligger på en mellemsats på nogle af 30.000 kroner, omkring 34.000 kroner. Det er sådan noget som kommunikation og medier, blandt andet, og også andre naturvidenskabelige uddannelser. Det er ikke helt så gennemsigtigt det her, så det kan også være, lad os sige, du er ingeniørstuderende, og du har valgfag, du vælger at læse management, ledelsesfag for eksempel, så kan du risikere, at du så fra din uddannelsesinstitution får den lave sats med, altså kun de 24.050 kroner med i udlandsstipendium. Så din fagkombination, den har altså også en betydning i forhold til, hvad du får med her. Professionsbacheloruddannelser omkring 30.000 helt op til 74.000, erhvervsakademiuddannelser 30.000 til 59.000, maskinmester, skibsfører 59.000. SU kan du selvfølgelig også få med, udboende SU, og det var et meget sjovt tal, der står der. Jeg tror, der skulle stå 6.682. Men det er i hvert fald, det er så før skat. SU-lån kan du toppe op med. Så er der også meget interessant mulighed i form af det her udenlandsstudielån. Så lad os nu sige, at I tager til Hawaii. Det koster $7.000 for et semester bachelor-niveau. Du får, ja, hvad bliver det? Måske lidt over $3.000, så har du stadig knap $4.000 tilbage at finansiere eller i egenbetaling. Det vil du så kunne låne via staten, via det her udlandsstudielån. Der er så et maks på, altså cirka 119.000 kroner, man maks kan låne. Hvis vi kigger på helt uddannelse på kandidatniveau, så har jeg sat satserne ind her, for hvis vi tager udgangspunkt i en 2-årig, altså en uddannelse, der godkendes som 2-årig, 120 ECTS, og det starter så fra 96.200 kroner og så op til 200.000 kroner for de her for IT-uddannelser, for eksempel marinebiologi, ingeniøruddannelser og så videre. Kommunikation, som Hawaii blandt andet også har på kandidatniveau, ligger på 136.800 for en 2-årig uddannelse. SU-lån, SU udenlandsstudielån er altså også en mulighed, når vi snakker hele uddannelse på kandidatniveau. Øvrige finansieringsmuligheder, der er legater, og der, jeg siger det bare igen og igen, søg nu endelig nogle legater. Og jeg taler også af egen erfaring som en tidligere HPU-studerende. Jeg lykkedes med at få min studieafgift finansieret via legater og scholarships, og man kan sige, det var ikke fordi jeg havde topkarakterer og så videre, i hvert fald ikke før jeg kom til Hawaii. Hjemmefra var jeg lidt over, hvad skal man sige, lidt over gennemsnittet i forhold til karakterer, men flittig søgning og målrettet ansøgning og gav på det. Jeg havde ikke finansiering på plads, før jeg tog afsted, så jeg havde altså en kassekredit faktisk. Og der gik også noget tid. Jeg tror, jeg var omkring et år inde i min uddannelse, før det virkelig begyndte sådan at vælte ind med legater. Men nu var jeg heller ikke sådan super tidlig ude i forhold til ansøgninger og så videre. Der er jo nogle fonde, de har kun frist en gang om året. Der kan også være nogle fonde, hvor at man måske kun kan søge, før man starter. Så det er ikke alle fonde, man kan søge, også efter man er startet på sit ophold. Så det skal man også være opmærksom på. Scholarships, det nævnte vi kort. Der er faktisk, det er meget unikt, Hawaii Pacific tilbyder scholarships på, altså stipendier, eller rabat, kan man næsten sige det, på tuition, på study abroad ophold. De gør det også på hele uddannelse på bachelorniveau, som Mihaela nævnte, meget begrænset for hele uddannelser på kandidatniveau. Scholarships på studieophold, det er sådan set automatisk, hvis man optages, og det er det også på, hvis man optages på en hel bacheloruddannelse. Arbejde under sit studie, altså på deltid, på campus, det er det eneste, man må. Mihaela nævnte, man kunne, hvis man afslutter en grad i USA eller Hawaii, så kan man arbejde efterfølgende. Lige vigtigt at nævne, det er typisk 1 år, du kan arbejde efterfølgende, medmindre du har en STEM-uddannelse, altså en uddannelse inden for Science, Technology, Engineering and Math, så er det faktisk 3 år, man kan få mulighed for at arbejde i USA inden for sit fagområde. Banken kan måske også have en finansieringsmulighed, personlig opsparing også, måske for ældre. Yes, det var bare sådan kort om finansieringsmuligheder. Studysea, jamen jeg håber, jeg fik opridset de fordele, at man kan sige, vores hjælp er gratis. Du får vejledning fra en, der selv har været afsted, en, der kender Hawaii, en, der kender Hawaii Pacific University, en, der har været hele vejen igennem processen, men også været studerende og har boet i Hawaii. Og når I ved, at folk kender til Hawaii, det kan I høre, når de siger i Hawaii, fordi at det er ikke på Hawaii, fordi Hawaii Pacific University, det ligger ikke på øen Hawaii. Hawaii Pacific University ligger på den ø, der hedder Oahu, i delstaten Hawaii. Yes. Jeg tænker lige før vi sådan i, nu kan man sige næste skridt, hvis I har behov for et vejledningsmøde, så kan man også booke det med mig. Hvis I har spørgsmål, kan I selvfølgelig også altid ringe herind eller sende en mail. Jeg tænker, jeg lige viser jer vores hjemmeside, hvor I lige kan se, hvor man også kan finde relevant info. Skal vi se, om jeg kan finde ud af, og den var der. Jeg håber, I kan se studysea.dk. Under universiteter kan I se en profil for Hawaii Pacific University. Den er under USA her. Og hvis I scroller lidt ned her til venstre, der er der nogle forskellige undermenuer. Lad os sige, at det er et studieophold. Vi skal finde ud af, hvad det er for nogle fag, Hawaii Pacific har. Gå ind under uddannelse og kig på, vi kalder os studieopholdsstuderende for study abroad studerende. Altså det minder selvfølgelig om udveksling. Faglister, jamen hvad nu, jeg vil gerne afsted efteråret 24, hvad gør jeg så? Der er ikke en liste, jamen så kigger vi man på fall 2023. Der er andet relevant info her, både omkring, hvor du finder fagbeskrivelser og så videre, fordi fagbeskrivelser, dem skal du have med, når du skal søge om at få fag forhåndsgodkendt ved dit universitet i Danmark. Forhåndsgodkendelsen eller forhåndsmeritten, den er nødvendig, hvis du skal have din SU og dit uddannelsesstipendium med, altså hvis du skal have opholdet godkendt som en del af din uddannelse. Når din hele uddannelse leder efter, jamen, så vil du finde links her fra ind til universitetets hele uddannelser inden for den pågældende kategori. Økonomi, study abroad, der er nogle meget lækre rabatter, der jo betyder, at du sparer rigtig, rigtig mange penge. $7.000 bachelorniveau, $8.000 kandidatniveau for 9 credits, altså 3 fag, eller 11.500 for 12 credits, 4 fag. Vi har kandidatstuderende, som er meget snu, han har sagt, altså som simpelthen får godkendt af deres universitet i Danmark fag på bachelorniveau, og så går de jo herop simpelthen i den her kategori og sparer lidt penge, fordi det er billigere at læse på bachelorniveau. Yes, optagelseskrav, boliginfo og så videre vil der også være lidt omkring her. Der står lidt om ansøgning, men hvis I ikke har søgt endnu og er interesseret i at søge, så skriv lige ind, så sender vi jer en ansøgningsvejledning, opretter en mappe, hvor I kan uploade jeres dokumenter og så videre. så vi kan gennemgå alting før I søger ind og sikre, at jeres ansøgning korrekt bliver tilknyttet Studysea som jeres repræsentant. Godt.